Hello people, my name is Lazy Joe and welcome to Tom Clancy, The Division. Man, this game is beautiful. I think that's the only one word I can say about this game because this game is just absolutely fantastic. It's very visually appealing. I played it before in the other beta that happened about roughly 2 weeks ago, and during that time, I already couldn't. I'm already in love with this game. This game is beautiful. It has so much life in it. Unlike all the other MMORPGs, where it's like there's no life. They even have language settings of even Japanese people. Now, I decided to put on Japanese to see how accurate the Japanese people are. And surprisingly, it's pretty damn accurate. So, the language settings aside, the first thing I gotta say about this game, well, first I'm gonna talk about this game and like give my impressions on it, review, you know. The first thing is the game's longevity. Now, as I said before, I played this game in the previous beta that was released about roughly 2 weeks ago. And the game, how should I say it? It's fun. Very fun, in fact. In fact, it was so compelling that I just had to kept on playing and playing that I just want to come back to this game again. Well, the thing is, actually, that's a lie. I wanted to come back to the game to see what new stuff is implemented in the game. Before the game, the previous beta, the game was fun. It was a heck of a lot of fun. I played it with some friends and it's great. This game kind of forces you to make friends actually, because I say friends, but they're mostly the people I just found in game. I just like talk with them, play around with them a little bit. And this game kind of touches on a very interesting position where it's a social and yet anti-social game. You can play this entire game, well, whatever content that this game has right now, all by yourself. Now, that's kind of crazy, but that's one thing that you could actually do. Because as a shooting game, it's very hard to balance. I'm just babbling here. It's very hard to put in MMORPG style game with a shooting game because a lot of people in this time of day are so used to Battlefield or so used to Call of Duty or so used to those shooting games where a few shots will effectively kill your opponent. Not like you just waste an entire clip and maybe even more to try and actually not kill that person. Now, for me, I honestly don't care because when I play shooting games, I just love the sounds of guns firing, the sounds of explosions, and the guns. I just love guns. Like I just love explosions. I love guns. I like the this game is really what I really want in such a long time, man. The reason why I play survivor games like DayZ or WarZ or excuse me, that travesty of a game. I mean, Infestation, Survivor Stories, all those other kind of shooting games that's survivor related that has guns. It's because I just love guns. I just love collecting them. I just love, oh man, this gun looks so cool. I just feel so happy about it. And this game has a large variety of guns, and they each have their own weapon characteristics. And I just don't know what to say. Like, oh, rat stew. Rat meat is the food of the gods when the world has gone to hell. Back to what I was saying before I got sidetracked. It's very rare for a game to have so many different weapons and excuse the textures right now because as this is just still in it's still in beta and some things are still not optimized. Well, partly to blame is just my computer, so I'll get fixing that later. But this game has a lot of guns. It also offers a lot of customizations. The amount of customizations in this game is, wow, amazing. It can turn your gun into a very specialized gun. You got a favorite gun? Like the M4? Do you want it better? Do you want to shoot it faster? Do you want your M4 to be more accurate? That kind of thing? This game, the customizations, it has it all. In fact, I spent all day farming for Dark Zone money, which is the currency inside a PvP zone, to get this gun. It's the highest tier weapon in this game. When I first got it, I was like, oh, look, is it a variation of the M4A1? But it looks pretty cool. But then once I got it and looked around it, what is this? Look at the barrel. It's hollow inside. What is this? Okay, I get that it doesn't matter because in the end it is the barrel in the middle of the gun that matters, but this thing, oh my god. In fact, I just couldn't bring myself to use it. In fact, when I got this M4 that you see right here, I instantly swapped to this weapon because I just don't like that Liberator because it looks very weird. I mean, granted, you're not going to be seeing it when you're shooting and you might mind a lot, but it's just this little nagging feeling behind my mind. It's like I'm holding some sort of weird gun. I don't like it. This M4 doesn't really have that much DPS differentiation from that legendary weapon as well, so I was like, you know what? I'm using it. It sounds better, it looks cooler. I'm using it. Now, another thing about the DPS I want to talk about is this M4 has 446 damage, that's blue, and this MP7 has 450. It's like so much more damage. Now, you may wonder why you wouldn't use this over the M4, I'll tell you. And it is fall off damage. Now, we've seen many games that use fall off damage as a way to reduce damage like bows or crossbows, but never like what this game has done. Now, as you would expect, an M4 has far more optimal range than a submachine gun like an MP7. So when you're firing beyond your optimal range, the damage gets decreased. And that's a really interesting thing. And the damage isn't like very petty damage, it actually exponentially increases as well. The damage, like for instance, my M4 right now does roughly 446, and beyond that optimal range, the damage will keep falling off and off and off. And as you can see here, I kept on going lower and lower the further I go away, and it can actually even go down to like the hundreds. It can go out to very little, and a submachine gun doesn't really have that much range, so it has a lot of weapon variety. What situation would you like to use? Would you like to be in to use this gun? Like a submachine gun is definitely a close quarter combat battle. Close quarter combat battle. I'm sorry, I meant a close quarter combat style weapon. So I've been getting a lot of weapons, and they're all very interesting. They all feel as what you would expect them to, as in other shooting games. Like this ACR right now, when I first got this gun, it's exactly what an ACR is. It has very high RPM. The damage could be better, but it's accurate, and that's that. In fact, I also got that sniper rifle. I've been using a lot of different weapons, and they all feel they feel good. That's all I can say. They feel right. They feel what you would expect from other shooting games. Granted, you won't feel that kind of satisfaction. Oh, you shoot a few bullets into their head and then you kill them. No. In this game, the way it handles headshots is that headshots naturally does more damage, and there are mods that can also improve the modifier of headshot damages as well. There are also crit shots in this game, and that also functions as a normal RPG mechanic. So you have your crit rate and you have your critical hit damage as well. So if you can somehow combine that with headshot damage, you'll be looking at a whole lot of damage. My sniper rifle that I got does roughly 4,300 on headshots. On crit shots, it did like 5,000, 6,000. The game
has a fantastic amount of weapon variety. Now, aside from variety, let's talk about the game world. This game world it's alive. Like you can see this civilian looking over those packages, and well, that's also a problem. Those packages that were with the AI there, that NPC, and she was expecting, and this gives it flavor. Now, there's one problem with this game though, but I don't know if it's gonna go in with the main game, is that when you go up near these civilians with your gun out, there's no way to put away your gun. They get really afraid of you, which that doesn't make that much sense, I guess. But if you think about it, there are also scavengers in this game, and they are all like, you know, give me stuff or I kill you. I'll say their reaction is pretty apt, I guess, but still weird. Now we have some scavengers. As you can see, they're highlighted red. The civilians, when you target them, right, your gun cursor actually turns green, so it helps you identify your enemies. Now this game actually has something very interesting. The cover system. You have to make use of this cover system. Not using this... Wow. Not using this cover system will just probably end your miserable life. And the way they have this this cover system is very unique. And that explosion you just saw there, well, that enemy was a grenadier, and in his backpack is a lot of grenades. So if you actually shoot that backpack and you break it, right, it actually blows up. All these little nuances add so much flavor to the game. So there are a lot of different types of enemies. When I mean by different types, like the grunt enemies, some of them specialize in like grenades, like I said. Some of them are snipers. Some of them use submachine guns. Some of them use pistols. They use all variety of weapons, and it actually adds a level of difficulty to this game. Now, going back to what I said about this world being alive, here you can see a civilian that just suddenly went down on his knees, and you can see two people in the windows in the apartment arguing, and the civilian actually dies. He dies, just straight up just dies. You can see my cursor is not even green. He's dead. This is fantastic. You see like that civilian over there just going over to the trash and looking for supplies, because New York here, Manhattan, has been quarantined. Now they don't tell you much outside of Manhattan here, New York City, but you can hopefully that this infection is just restricted to here in New York City, because this is what this weaponized virus or whatever it is, I don't even remember, can do to one city. It just turns it all just completely everyone's batshit dead. I really fear to see like this, like Resident Evil level killing. More enemies. So the cover system, the way this works is you go up to anything that can be classified as a cover, and you press spacebar, and you just basically hide. And while in this, when you cover, you can expect, like, you know, you have lesser things can see you, can hit you. I mean, like, less of you are exposed. Standing out in the open is like just asking you to die. It's like you're a complete noob in Battlefield or Call of Duty, just not even using proper gun mechanics and everything. Oh, as an MMORPG, the gameplay difficulty really is dependent on whether or not these NPCs are smart. I'll give them a rating of, I'll say, maybe 4 out of 10. They always use proper cover systems, so that's 1 point to them. They always hide when their HP is low, so that's another point to them. And they're... I don't know what to say about their accuracy. They're good, I guess. I mean, as far as NPCs go, they definitely have like an aimbot sort of system, so that's another point to them. But then you have these NPCs like, look at that. He just stood up there and like an absolute complete moron. I don't even know what to say about that. There's even a melee type enemy who will just run up to you with his melee weapon and try to smash your face in. Like, really? I don't even understand what they were thinking. Like, maybe if they gave him more armor or something like, you know, I don't know. I mean, it makes sense that there would be a melee type weapon, melee type enemy. But granted, if they do hit you, they do a decent amount of damage and stagger you. And if there are other enemies up nearby, they will just hurt you. Here, you can see something called an echo. You can actually go to these and you can inspect a little bit of past events. And here you see these shadows, these people, and what happened here. You can see some information of the characters. This guy is still in active duty. Did he not die? I mean, there were some rioters here. Oh, this guy's injured. Now the game just really adds a ton of like little things that make it very, very interesting like this. Like, I can actually just go up to some of these anyways, and see information about them. And here you can see a civilian who actually needs something. You can give them stuff, and they can give back you some stuff. And most of them give you appearance items like clothes. And right now, they are the only source I can find that can give me weapon skin colors, whatever. So anyways, in equipment, these appearance items, the clothing, they actually have no stats contributable to you. You just literally go to appearance and you can play fashion. Like, how great is this idea? I mean, granted, you have to actually find those clothes, and right now the only way to get these clothes are from random enemy drops or helping out these civilians, which is still kind of annoying. And I hope this doesn't translate into the main game, but what can I say? It does add a level of need that you want to do this, you know. Here you have a quarantine area, like inside is complete quarantine. Probably a virus outbreak out there, in there somewhere. And what else can I say about this game? I don't know, because this game is just really fantastic and beautiful. What this game has is really good. I honestly don't know what else to say about this game, because right now in its current state, it's just a small segment of the game. The full game is coming out in like 2 weeks or so. Right now, I just don't know what to say, because I have a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun doing this PvE stuff, killing these NPCs. Sure, they're kind of easy, but they have a lot of variety and a lot of story to them. Like, there's these enemies called the Cleaners, and they're wearing these hazmat suits and they have flamethrowers, and their goal is to, you know, is, as the name implies, to kill all the infected with their flamethrowers, which is very interesting. And then you have these bugs, and that's why right now these are the only enemy types. I don't know if there's any, or maybe it's gonna be some sort of military police enemy. Who knows? PvP, I have a lot of fun in there too. It's really amazing. I spent so much time in the PvP Dark Zone after reaching level 8 in PvE, because currently after you finish all the missions, everything that this content has to offer, you end at level 8. The Dark Zone level, you can keep going though. They have 2 separate levels in this game. You have your normal PvE level, which dictates your weapons. Yeah, as you level up, the equipment vendors actually sell higher level stuff equivalent to your level, which is fantastic. In the Dark Zone PvP, as you kill more and more players, your Dark Zone rank goes up, and that also dictates to what you can buy from Dark Zone vendors. They operate a bit differently. They don't use the cash you find from PvE. They have something called Dark Zone currency, and you get those that currency from killing random NPCs or opening these Dark Zone chests, or Dark Zone keys. And you get these Dark Souls keys from killing enemies inside, so kind of a little economic, I guess. Let's see, what else have I need to talk about? I mean, I don't know. This game, it feels great right now. I don't know if it translates into the main game, because there are some games where they just done goof. And it's like, screw this, I'm done with the production, this is what you get. Well, this does it for this video. I basically talked about the current state of the game, the PvE content, the game world, the game mechanics, the gunplay. Everything is just really good. I mean, some people will definitely not like this because they're too used to other shooting games, but I love it and this is great. I just love collecting the guns. I just love playing with the guns. I just like looking at them. It's just, oh, just a lot of gun variety. On my next video, I'm going to go into the Dark Zone PvP to show you what it's like inside to give you a better idea of how the Dark Zone PvP is. It really have an interesting system, but I don't know if the system is going to translate into the main game because right now this is only beta, so everything that you own will just completely be gone after the main game releases. But what it has is good. Anyways, till then, everyone, this is Lazy Joe signing out. Bye, everyone!